So there are YouTube channels that you watch simply to be entertained.
This thing's been in the trash. This is not grain-fed possum, man. This is like old pizza-fed possum.
There are those that inspire you to create great content.
What's up, Slappers?
And then there are those you attempt to emulate. Hello everyone and welcome to Signal Ridge. I'm your host Gregory Cornett and these are my top 10 favorite YouTube channels. Number 10, Wolfton. I'm envious of the partnership these two brothers share on their YouTube channel. I wish I could divide my workload in half. This shit's hard work. It takes me somewhere between 8 to 10 hours to script, shoot, and edit just one of my videos. I'm a perfectionist. Seriously though, this channel is awesome and it has everything that I love. You got games, product reviews, handheld emulation devices, and comics. Speaking of comics, number 9, Variant Comics. There are hints all around this room that video games are not the only love of my life. Variant delivers on all my comic nerdy needs. In particular, I love the top 10 lists that they put together. Nothing passes the time like violently typing on your iPhone screen because someone out there disagrees with you about the superiority of a certain DC superhero. Number 8, Toy Galaxy. I love discussing old toys that my friends and I remember from our childhood. Creator and host Dan Larson dives deep into the history of my favorite cartoons and their plastic counterparts. You can tell he does a great deal of research with every toy line that he features, going into the minute details of how toy licenses were acquired by certain companies and the particular challenges that arose from bringing a certain action figure line to market. All that might not be everyone's cup of tea, but I find it to be very fascinating. Number 7. At first, I refused. I could not indulge in a YouTube channel that incorrectly pronounces my favorite acronym on God's green earth. But this dude and I share something in common, our unapologetic love for the SNES. Number 6, ETA Prime. I'm tech savvy enough to put together my own gaming PC or get a emulation rig going. But this guy, he's way more knowledgeable about the individual specs of processors, RAM, and the many other components of a computer. I often use his videos when I'm choosing new hardware for emulation-based PCs that I build. Number 5, GameSack. There are few channels that have demonstrated such an extensive knowledge of both games and gaming hardware. If you really want to geek out, sometimes they go into the technical specs of your favorite retro video game consoles. It's sort of neat to learn how what is now obsolete CPU clock speed and insufficient RAM were responsible for some of our most memorable gaming experiences. Number 4, The Gaming Historian. As most of my viewers probably know, I am a high school history teacher. I love teaching, and I probably love history just as much. And I mean real history, not some boring ass textbook. Diving into primary source documents and piecing together for yourself what transpired in the years, decades, centuries in the past. Host Norman Caruso has provided video game enthusiasts and historians alike a great service. It's incredibly entertaining to learn how your favorite video games came to be. Check it out if you're looking for something different. Number 3, Pixel Dan. A grown-ass man sharing his love of action figures? I'm in. I may not have a channel solely dedicated to toys, but they are a huge part of who I am. And it's no secret that my room is adorned with all sorts of plastic playthings celebrating the best parts of my childhood. If you don't know who this guy is and you're a product of the 80s and 90s, you need to check him out. Numero 2, AVGN. Way back when, he was simply known as the Angry Nintendo Nerd. That's when I first caught a glimpse of James Rolfe's LJN loathing character. I've been a fan of AVGN since Screw Attack was the main platform of distribution. The brand has grown exponentially since then, and it is undeniably the most popular retro gaming related YouTube channel out there. But wait, it's only number 2. Number 1, Metal Jesus and Crew. My number 1 pick was not hard to come up with because I've really only been chasing the shadow of one individual. Metal Jesus made me realize that YouTube is not only a viable platform for the PewDiePies and Markipliers of the gaming world, but for retro gamers as well. What separates Metal Jesus from the likes of AVGN is that his show feels more raw, less scripted, and just authentic. Don't get me wrong, I love AVGN and I love James Rolfe's character, but he is on another level in terms of producing, directing, and acting. He's even stated before that he always wanted to become a film director. I could never do what he does because he's so damn good at it. But what Metal Jesus does, I think I can do that. Simply talk to the camera about my passion and entertain people in a less than formal atmosphere. One of the things I love about Metal Jesus is how he brings people to his channel to discuss games and share experiences with him. I've come to love Radical Reggie, the Immortal John Hancock, John Riggs, Drunken Master Paul, and everyone else just as much as Metal Jesus, and I probably sometimes watch their respective channels more. They feel like family and you get a sense of the personal bond that they share. There is a reason I bring my friends here on Signal Ridge at various points. I want to share the joy that my friendships bring me with my audience, much like Metal Jesus does with his crew. That's all from me, guys. Be sure to tune in for the rest of my arcade building series, which we'll be releasing shortly. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.